This is the iFootage Cobra 2 Monopod. It's an incredibly versatile, modular, and useful piece of kit. I've used it before, and I have used their Komodo video heads for years, and they've all been very reliable. Well, now they've come out with a few new parts to expand the line. The Komodo M30 ball head and a flat, round-based monopod, so we'll be checking them out in today's new product highlight. Alright, so first up I just want to talk about this new round-based monopod because it's easy to compare to the original Cobra 2. And then we'll look at the M30 ball head a bit. So if you don't know, the original monopod, the Cobra 2 monopod, had this modular design where you could use it like a standard monopod, of course, or you could remove the little rubber knob underneath. You could use their mini tripod base, which actually can absolutely also be used itself as a very strong and rugged little mini tripod. You also had this quick release system to remove the base on top where you set your camera, and a quick release to remove the monopod from that tripod base, so then you could snap those two together really quick and easy. The base on top also had a spring-loaded retractable 3/8" screw thread, leaving you with a 1/4" screw and no need to worry about losing that little adapter. There were aluminum and carbon fiber versions, there were different sizes, and of course all of the hardware is solid, smooth, and easy to use. Now this new round-based monopod behind me is similar at first glance with a few key differences, making it more of a stand than what you might imagine from a traditional monopod. The pole itself is a bit more bare compared to the gripped pole and multiple clamps that you'll find on the original Cobra 2. With the new version, there are just a couple clamps for extending its length down on the bottom, and also you don't have a quick release on top. Just a flat base with that retractable screw for ball heads, phone clamps, mic clips, monitor mounts, or whatever you plan to use it for. If you want to quickly remove what's on top, do consider one of iFootage's C-Star quick release plates. And of course, in this case, you get that round, flat base with a single male screw thread on top to attach your monopod or pretty much anything else you want, of course, because of course you can use that base by itself too. Because this round base doesn't have that tilting ball head type design like the mini tripod base does, I feel that this is more of a stationary stand than a monopod that you walk around with. It can of course be used as both, just because I say that doesn't mean you can't use it that way. Also though, because of the soft stick-on material that you get to add to the bottom of that flat base, I think it's best used indoors. If you want to go outdoors, I'd say grab the mini tripod version and take that outside. Anyway, with the round base, you get almost zero vertical footprint, meaning that there's no trip hazards, and of course you can slide it in under a desk, under a chair or a table, almost anywhere, because it's very flat. It'll fit right up against things, even in tight spaces. Also, because of the wide round base, it's pretty stable to stand on its own, even with a big camera on top. This round base design also comes in two sizes, and I have the longer version here, which looks more like a standard monopod but works like a cross between a light stand and a tripod. But there is also a shorter version that could be great for using right on your desktop, which is another place where I'd be glad to have that flat profile design on the base. Of course, like I said, you could even just take that base and add something right on there. A small ball head, for example, giving you one of the flattest mounts you could possibly expect, and I think I'll probably use it like that quite a lot actually. All in all, I found that this gives you a pretty solid monopod that, again, kind of borders between a traditional monopod and a tripod, or a light stand and a tripod if you will. You don't get as much flexibility as you do with their Cobra 2 mini tripod base, but you can slide this in anywhere and it's right at home, even on top of your desk. Of course, it also doesn't all fit into one nice monopod carry case like the original either. Then again, I don't recommend this when you're on the go as much as the original Cobra 2 monopod. But it is great to have so many options in the lineup, and remember how modular and interchangeable all of these parts are, so they work great together. And yes, this new pole can still snap into that quick release base on the mini tripod, so you can use those together. Just remember, there's no quick release on top of the new pole, and you don't get a grip around it like you'd usually expect from a monopod you're walking around with. Speaking of expanding their lineup though, here we have the new little ball head from iFootage, the Komodo M30. This ball head is solid metal, and it locks down very stably, even with a pretty light touch on that tightening knob, which is great, and it has a separate dedicated knob for panning. It's not a pan tilt video head, but the movement is pretty smooth. The quick release lock also works pretty well, and of course the tightness on that is adjustable to adapt to plates which are slightly different in size. One of the most interesting points though is that quick release plate design, and the fact that it has a kind of two-level plate base that accepts both 38mm and 50mm plates. Overall, I found that to be really versatile, but you may need to make some adjustments to the tightness depending on your plate. The plate that it comes with seems to be Arca Swiss style, and my other Arca plates do fit if I loosen up that clamp just a little bit. For 50mm plates, you could use something like their video style K5 or K7 plates. Again though, I found that I do need to adjust the clamp tightness just a little bit in those cases. There is also a push button on the side to drop in those video style plates on the top level, and there's also a little bubble level in the corner. iFootage seems to also have designed some more quick release plates, like horizontal vertical plates and L-shaped plates, so you really can get whatever you need for your particular setup. And there's really not much else to say here. There's a robust 3/8" screw thread on the bottom, and it holds up to 10 kilograms, which it seems solid even with my heaviest camera setup. But it's a pretty standard ball head in most other ways. It works well. I haven't found any issues with camera sag or loose locks. It's solid. Touching on prices quickly, the head, which we just talked about, goes for $89, which I think is really fair for a very solidly made and solidly performing ball head with the flexibility of being able to use so many different plates. And the round base monopods, which we talked about earlier, are either $69 or $89, depending on the size, which I think again is a pretty great value. If you then grab the Cobra 2 mini tripod base by itself for $74, you could then go back and forth between either the flat base for indoors or that mini tripod base for outdoors. But I'm not sure if they'll actually be selling the round base by itself, or how much that would be, if that's all you need. But check below this video and I'll add links there so that way you can find whatever is available whenever you're watching this video. And if you don't have one, don't forget that that original range of Cobra 2 monopods in different sizes and materials, starting at $125, is incredibly versatile and definitely worth the cost, and I still highly recommend that. But if you have any questions or comments about these new parts, the new flat base, the new ball head, or anything like that, let me know down below and I'll do my best to get back to you when I can. Otherwise, if you liked this video or found it helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you for watching.